Personally, I see everything as spiritual. Hey YouTube, today we're actually going to be talking about a few spiritual tips, that I feel are very valuable for me and things that I learned by the time I turned 21. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let's hop right into it. So now we're just going to talk about some more spiritual things. Sets the tone for everything else up underneath. And the first thing I feel that you should always know is your mind is the most powerful thing that God has ever given you. It explains itself, bro. Ooh, this is too much. The first one, your mind is the most powerful thing that God can give you. Just wanted to hop on right here, but ultimately, yeah, I do feel like it's self-explanatory, but what I'm saying is that your brain literally has the power to create or destroy, and it's a terrible thing to waste because everything starts with a mindset and a decision that you make within your mind. 2, if you can control your mind, and I say legit control your mind, like you can control your world. So if you learn how to control your mind, you can control your world. And when I say that because the mind is a powerful thing to have and such a bad thing to let go of waste. I know you have heard people say like a lot, but once you learn how to think on such, like even down to a subconscious level, think as that lives, you'd really understand that the world is what you created. It's the wintertime, right? I'm looking at this tree. There's no leaves on it. It just looks like a tree within the wintertime. It's in your backyard. It gets on your nerves. You feel like it's so ugly. So you come out and be like, man, I hate this tree. This tree is so ugly. I do not like it. I come to your backyard and I look at the tree. I'm like, man, bro, you got a mango tree in your backyard, bro? That's my favorite fruit, bro. Just wait till the summer comes. Like, you gonna have some of the best fruit to eat in the world, bro. Like, this like the limited edition mangoes that we thought went extinct in 2023 or whatever, 2002. And I'm all hype and excited about it, and you all sad and down and stuff like that. The only thing I'm sad about is I can't eat the fruit right now because my perspective is that, yeah, the trees, it's wintertime. The tree's not going to be able to grow. It's going to be dormant in this phase. But you have a mango tree that ain't nobody else in the world got right now. But you were so stuck on looking at the fact that the tree is not pretty in the wintertime. You hear what I'm saying? So when I say, like, you learn to control, like, your perspective and your perception. But honestly, just knowing that, okay, if I learn how to if I can train my mind to think positively and as well as bring what I yield that I want and desire to the forefront and it becomes reality, that's the powerful thing. Because for instance, every house that you went, that mansion that you like, or that house that you like down the street, that house started off as something that was within somebody's mind. Regardless to how it got there and how everything lined up, it was just a thought process at one point in time. But then later on, it became a blueprint. Then after a blueprint, it became a foundation. After a foundation, it became framework. And then after framework, it became a vacant house. And then after it became a vacant house, it became a home for somebody else. So, but all of it ultimately started with someone saying, I want to put a house on this piece of land. Or somebody saying, I want a house. I don't know where yet. Secondly, thirdly, be intentional with the time that you have set for God. And when I say this, I'm really talking to myself as well, because I really noticed that it's like, dang, I shouldn't have to make time for God. So like, I found a little time here, like, let me talk to God. Like, even though I talk to God on a daily basis, I want to be more intentional with the way in which I'm communicating with him. Why isn't it such a priority that I should talk to him first thing in the morning? Ain't nothing like just saying 15, it ain't gotta be a whole hour, 15 minutes. Like, I intentionally set these 15 minutes apart to have time with my Father and speak to him about things in which I need to speak with him about. So that's why I said I don't want to treat God as if he's an afterthought, but more of a priority. So I should be intentional about the time that I have set for him. So that could be 15 minutes before I go to bed, 15 minutes when I wake up in the morning, 15 minutes before, I'm a break. Like, it just depends. It could be an hour. Or I need to listen to a sermon this times a week. And it's not like, oh, let me watch a sermon because I almost forgot today. Like, oh, yeah, I'll set this time aside so I can go watch that sermon and really just talk to God and study. So that's something that's very important for me spiritually, just being intentional with how I really communicate with God and showing to him that he is a priority within my life and not something that I just use when it's convenient. 4, it's power in your tongue. I'm actually going to slip a TikTok right here when she was talking about the Hebrew breakdown of the word I am. But instead of me explaining, I'm going to just let her explain.
I got curious, looked up the Hebrew definition of the word I am, and it literally means, and it came to pass. Guard your mouth for the last few months of this year. When you say things like I am sick, I am poor, I am frustrated, I am weak, those aren't just light words. By the very definition of the word, you're saying, I command being sick to come to pass. Once you release the words I am out of your mouth, you are releasing the power of the great I am to attach to those words, good or bad, for it to come to pass. Your words have no sense of humor. They don't know that you're just joking. Your words are on assignment to bring to pass whatever you say. So line up with the prophetic word over your life. Joshua chapter 21 verse 45 says, there felt not any good thing that the Lord has spoken over the house of Israel. It all came to pass. So partner with the prophetic word, begin to decree what you want to see. And sometimes you just got to decree the opposite of what you don't want to see, but stop saying I am what you don't want to see.
So I'm pretty sure you're done watching the video. And just in that video, she was just saying, like, you're literally willing forward these thoughts or these outcomes with the words that you say. So be careful, like I'm this, I'm that. You won't hear that coming out of my mouth. Take that, return to sender. But I'm none of that. Nope. I don't speak negatively on myself at all. Some days I just walk around the house and be like, like, that's even down to the music you listen to. But some days I sit down and I walk in the house and I just be like, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wiser, I'm growing, I'm abundant, I'm a prolific person. I tell myself I tell them I'm a very profound YouTuber. I have great influence. I'm creating a nice community who accepts me and embraces who I am, who understands my message. Like, I say stuff like that all the time, to the point where you can't tell me that I'm not going to get it. You cannot tell me, you won't tell, like, it's set in stone for me. And I'm at the point where other people believe it. It's like, okay, I ain't even got to say what I want to do. So just always know that your mind is very powerful, and the words in which you let come across the threshold of your mouth is very powerful. Your mouth and your conversation and the things that you speak is like a doorway to your soul. Like, it's really just like an understanding of who you are as a person. So when you know the words that come out your mouth is a true reflection of who you are and what current state you are within your mind. Because, like, the words I put together, you would know if I'm happy, sad, mad, frustrated, at peace. You'll know my emotion based off what I'm saying. I can know a lot about your life just off of what you have said. So be very careful in what you say and how you use the words with your mouth. 5, and I know y'all this is like, speak to my spiritually. Yes, birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. Like, I definitely used to be one of those girls that used to be like, I used to be like, like, if they doing it, I got a mind of my own. I'm not doing, no. You put one spoiled apple next to another one, it don't care about the apple being. It's not gonna say, oh, this apple is so pretty, I will not ride it. You sit next to it, eventually it's gonna rot. And humans always search for a sense of belonging. So, like, you hanging around a group, just say your group, let's say you are the oddball out the group, and you was like, okay, you don't agree with me. You think your friends don't know that you're the oddball out the group? That's why sometimes, when they had the little saying, like, oh, it can never be a best friend instead of 3, because 2 gonna end up talking about 1. And I bet you the one that they're talking about is the one who's different from the other 2. It's just honest. So understanding that if you want to be whoever you want to be. If you want to be the fool man, be the fool man. But if you want to be the wise man, you got to start hanging around other wise men and learn how to be by yourself until other wise men come along. 6. I don't know why this one went higher up. Practicing abstinence is one of the best things that you can do to protect your energy. It's not even off a judgmental matter. It's more like, if you can control your sexual urges, you're a strong person. And I say, sorry, I'm laughing at my brother, but I say that because, like, everything is energy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things be deeper. Like, sometimes we just look at sex like, oh, it's just sex. But you're literally exchanging some form of energy with this person. So, in my personal opinion, I feel that when I abstain, what I've learned, because I've gone through 2 years of abstinence, right? So, like, if I go 2 years without, I promise you, within those 2 years that I was not doing anything, I could move a mountain damn near by myself, like, no kizzy. So, it's kind of like, okay, that energy, it was actually talked about in the book Think and Grow Rich too, but it's called transmutation of your energy. So, like, the energy and the time that you have been spending having sex or doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? You would be using that energy would be going towards things that you deem more valuable within your life, because obviously that need is not being tended to in this moment. Yeah, like, your energy just is transferred to something else. So, like, my energy might have been transferred to, like, my business. Like, I know my friends just like, how did you do all this stuff in one day? I be like, honestly, like, I really think it's because I'm not sexually active. Like, you can get a lot done even if you are having sex. Some people do, you feel me? But what I'm saying personally is, like, even when I cut the area, like, I feel like I got stronger in a lot of other areas. Kind of like cutting off one of your senses. You cut off your seeing, your hearing gets better. Is in that sense. 7. Have intent. Do things with the purpose. And when I say that, it's just like, and be upfront about your intentions and your purpose as well. Because when you are very intentional about what you do, you have, for one, you have a strong why on why you're doing something. And 2, it just keeps your eye, it helps you keep your eye on the ball a lot longer. Like, when you're aimlessly doing something, a lot of times you're going to get aimless outcomes. So it may work, it may not, like, you really ain't gonna know. But when you have intentions and you're doing something with a purpose, it's just kind of like, it lessens that room for error. So yeah, this is the end of the video. Those are a few spiritual tips that I feel like really helped me within my lifetime. And, well, you know, I'm 22, so it really is like my lifetime. But this is what really helped me for the most part, and I hope that you guys found some type of value within this. So let me know a few tips that you would give to your younger self, or even tips that you just learned now that you apply on a daily basis spiritually. Drop them in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And, you know, I'll comment back and just like, yeah, da 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 da. So